All right, once again, I'm showing you something that nobody else is going to show you. And if you buy one of these radios, you'll be perplexed. Now, the last video I showed you how the front gear system has a collet on it and it's pinned. So you know that's not how the rod comes out for these four modules. The two RF amps, a mixer, and the local oscillator. Might not be in that order, but in other words, there's a shaft that goes between them, and in each one of these cans is a wafer switch with some coils on it. So other radios deal other ways, but the one thing is, don't turn the front knob after you take this shaft out, and note which way it went in. But there's a tang, or a flexible tang here. You pull this out, and my fingernails are long, watch out. You pull it out and move it off to the side. You see that? Let me make sure it's clear. Okay, we pulled that off, and it's off to the side. Now, you can pull the shaft out like this. Oh, you ready? Here comes the shaft. I don't know what happens. I had to move this circuit board. Let's see if the circuit board's. Yeah, I had to move this circuit board out of the way. And now, here comes that shaft. Now, I only need to pull that shaft back far enough. I have to go through some wires here. It's going to be a jerk. I'm going to have to do this off camera. In other words, pull this shaft back, and then I should be able to take that first module, undo the bolts. It'll come up high enough. I'll be able to get the front cover off of it, and I'll be able to check the parts inside that case. That's what I'm going to show you. Whenever I run into something and I find a solution, and I do watch out for this, watch out for that. And yes, a lot of you say, why don't you edit your videos together? Well, I could do that at the end, but I watch other people's videos rebuilding the radio, and stuff's missing. I do the radio as I approach it. Like I said, this radio works now. Now, one person in the comments section said, put a converter in there. I don't want a converter for an AM broadcast band. I want an accurate AM broadcast band, and I want a triple tune front end, just like this has. Just like the BC348 triple tune front end, or double tune, but it only does the top part of the AM broadcast band. But it's still one of my favorite. Now, my NC57, which is the national, that does the complete AM broadcast band. But I know these radios have a little more oomph because they're better coils, more amplification, you know. But they also have the problems of recapping them and working on them. Like when I looked at that front, you know, if I had driven that pin out, I would have been screwed. And that's why I'm doing this video. You leave that pin alone. You move this thing off to the side. It's just like a spring-loaded contact. You move this off the side, and that allows that shaft to come out. That's all that holds that shaft in, is the little bit of pressure from, I guess, I don't know if that's copper, but in other words, it's a spring. And it pushes on the end, and the pressure to move the wafers is in a different direction. All that thing I moved off to the side does is it prevents the shaft from coming out. I hope you got this. You know, this will give you more confidence if you have to work on one of these. Now, I didn't want to go and take this module apart, this front module. I don't know if it's in the camera. Hold on. This, right, one little bit more. This front module is the first RF off the antenna, and it's got something bad in there, which is not allowing the antenna trim to work. And this also has all the coils for all the bands, just the front end coil. And it has that rod running through it, and there's a wafer switch in there. And you try to keep it synchronized. So when you put this module back in, or if you have to remove modules, all those wafer switches will be synchronized. I think I covered it enough. Now, if someone has to go in there, you'll know at least you have to take this shaft out through the back of the radio, not out through the front. Leave that. It looks like a screw. It's not. It's a a taper pin. I try to cover everything because I have to put up with this, and I'm like, and I'm looking down at this other capacitor here. I don't know, 200 volts, 8 DC, 0.1. I got another cap, but it's back in the IF section. So I'm not having an IF section problem. Right now I'm having a antenna trimming isn't working at all. And I've checked everything on the outside of the can. Now, what will happen is if I open this can up, this module, and find nothing wrong in there, then I know it's something on the outside that I overlooked. I think that's it. All right, that's it. Boy, what a pain in the ass this radio is. Unbelievable. It never ends.